Hi, I'm Deborah from Chalkstar, and I'm here to show you how you can have your Google form collect email addresses rather than using the name question here. So if you want the Google form to collect email addresses to avoid this question, there are some things you should know. First of all, if your students have a Gmail account, then it is much easier to do this, and as far as how the record keeping goes on your end. If they have a Gmail account and you have the form collect Gmail addresses, the form will automatically grab their email address from Google and fill it in for you. The other thing you need to know about the Gmail addresses is hopefully your student's name is in that Gmail address, because in the spreadsheet that it will create for you, it doesn't give the student's name once you eliminate this question. It will just give you the email address, and then you will be responsible for identifying which student owns that email address. So that's a little caveat with that. The second thing that you'll need to know is that if you are using an email address outside of Google, which you can, your students do not need to have a Google account in order to fill out this Google form. So if you're sending it to a school email address that they have or a home email address, there's one more tweak that you have to make, and I'll show you that as we go along the way. So let's get into it. You want to eliminate the name question and have the form collect email addresses. Up here you will see the settings gear. Click on the settings gear and you'll pop up this box. You want to collect email addresses. If you want the student to get an email verification back so they know they completed the form, then you will go ahead and click this and always. If you don't need them to get a receipt saying that the form was completed, you can go ahead and leave this blank. Here's the caveat for those of you who do not use Google as an email address. If you're sending it to a Hotmail address or a personal account that is not in Google, you have to unclick this button, limit to one response, and then you click save. If you are sending it to a Gmail or a Google account, you may go ahead and leave that checked. If you're not sending it to a Google account with that button unchecked, means that they will be able to fill it out multiple times. However, you'll have that documentation on the spreadsheet, and it does timestamp it on the spreadsheet, so you'll know the first one that they filled out and can take that one for a grade. So now when it pops up, you'll see that the form is collecting email addresses, and you can go ahead and eliminate this name question. I just clicked on the name question and then click delete, and the question goes away. Now that question had some points attached to it, so you see that my test is now only worth 96 points. So you'll have to make up those 4 points if you want your test to be 100 points. You can do that just by adding to the question. You'll go ahead and click on the question, click answer key. You'll see the point value pop up here, and then you can decide which questions on the test will be weighted a little bit heavier than the other questions. I didn't feel comfortable making that decision for you. That's why I put the points in the name, but you are welcome to put the points throughout the test to make up for it. And I'll just do the first couple. Answer key, bump that up to 5, and I'll do the next one, answer key, bump that up to 5, and now you'll see my test is worth 100 points. There is no name, and it's automatically collecting email addresses if you're in Google. If you're not in Google, the students will have to type their own email address in here. And remember, hopefully their email address contains their name, so you do not have to figure out whose test was with who. Thanks. I hope this helps. Please feel free to email me with any questions. Thank you.